All right. Hello, hello.
All
Welcome.
right. Hello. Hi, Chef B.
Welcome to our second class with the summer series. This is just a very quick, I wanted to jump in, show people some very simple recipes for summer because, people are out and about now, and I'm always about getting into the kitchen and making magic happen in the kitchen, right? And I also wanted to share with you just some things around essential oils because that's what we're going to be using. We're going to be using an essential oil today. And we're going to be doing a really cool Asian inspired dish today. Finally, I will just kind of wrap up and then remind you guys about the different offerings that we have, in particular, the Transform and Thrive Culinary Coaching Program that you can get sort of a fuller experience with Chef B, with me, with your classmates as it relates to eating plant-based, learning how to make plant-based foods, etc. All right? Does that feel good?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So there we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pin my board so that you can see that. All right. So you see my
Okay.
cutting board, yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. All right, I'll just kind of turn it a little bit. So you probably see a little black thing here. That's the stand for
Okay.
the cell phone. All right.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be making a summer stir-fried dish. All right. And so this is actually a really wonderful, simple recipe. It has a bunch of veggies in there. And we're going to actually use our pot to just kind of create the little stir fry. All right. So if you have like a big pan, or if you have, a pot that you can get really hot, then that's what we want to use. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of our ingredients. We have here some shiitake mushrooms. I love shiitake mushrooms. They're very meaty. They're very tasty. They have a lot of texture. For those of us who are really shifting away from eating meat, mushrooms are always a wonderful go-to when we are trying to transition to more plant-based foods because of the texture that mushroom has. Right. In addition to that, mushroom holds a lot of flavor. So when you are making a lot of Asian foods, just any really kind of food stew, your mushrooms are going to absorb all of those wonderful flavors that the stew or the sauces have. So a really wonderful way to kind of get some texture into your diet. In addition to a fun fact about mushrooms, they actually absorb a lot of great nutrients from the sun. So if you are one of those people that are vitamin D deficient, you can eat mushrooms. Like if you actually set this out in the sun, it absorbs all the vitamin D and then you can consume it. And that's one way that you can get vitamin D.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, I always recommend that people supplement vitamin D because it's something that we all need, but you can also use mushrooms to get them into your body. All right, so we have mushrooms. Then I also I had some tofu, so organic tofu. So let me say something about tofu. You have to be careful with tofu because like the non-GMO or the GMO tofu is really the ones that we're trying to stay away from, right? But tofu that is non-GMO, organic, is actually very healthy for you. Matter of fact, in different parts of the world, particularly like Japan and these places, where they cultivate soybeans and they actually eat tofu, this is one of their main staples for protein for a lot of these elders who live past 100. So it's all in the product. It's all in what you buy. So the tofu is really, really good. But it just really depends on what it is that the kind of tofu that you get.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm going to put that off to the side for the moment. Another thing that you'll find in a lot of Asian dishes is this. This is called Napa Cabbage. So I actually found a nice small head at the market. So this is wonderful for making stir fries. The cabbage is almost in between like a lettuce and an actual cabbage. So it's very tender. It's not too, it's not too rough.
Right.
And you can just literally slightly saute this and then you get to that. All right. So we have our Napa cabbage. We also have some green onions. So we have our green onions, and I'm actually going to cut these up. I love green onions in stir fries. Green onions are awesome in stir fries. Green onions have a really like a nice mild onion flavor, and it's really tasty. And I love these sort of scallion onions because you can eat them raw or live. You can also just saute them slightly if you like. So, you know, just giving your food that beautiful onion flavor. And then also, when you think about just what onions do for you, they are super nutritious for you. They antifungal, antiviral, antimicrobial. So the garlics, the onions, those kinds of things, you want to make sure that you have them in your diet.
Okay.
So we have our scallions cut up. I'm also going to add in here a little bit of pepper, right? So some red pepper. These are some things that we typically find in stir fries. A lot of color, right? So we also want to make sure that we're eating in the rainbow, right? So we have red onions. Red onions, here's another fun fact. Did you know that red onions have more vitamin C than oranges?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. They have like 4 more times the vitamin C.
Wow.
Yes. Super good for you. And you can just pop them in your mouth just like that. You know, like you don't need to cook them down. And I like to get these baby red peppers because they're super sweet. And they just have a lot of wonderful flavor. And as we just pointed out, wonderful nutrients, right?
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm cutting these up. And then we're going to actually go to the Napa, cut those up, and then we're going to actually start sauteing. All right, so we have that going. What I've done here is actually have a pot. So I'll show you my pot. I have a pot, right?
Okay.
And I'm heating up my pot right now. So it's on high. It's on high. And just showing you what kind of oils I'm using today. We're actually going to use a little bit of olive oil, okay? Using a little bit of olive oil, maybe about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pot. And then something else that we like to use when we're making Asian-inspired foods. We're using toasted sesame oil, okay? That gives us a really good deep nutty flavor, all right?
Okay.
So we're adding that. So I'm actually going to change the view of my camera. And I am going to put it close to this pot. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just make sure it's clear. Perfect.
Yes.
All right, so.
All right.
All right, so we have this in. We have those in. Nice quick stir fry. Right? Now,
That looks delicious already.
Do you like stir fries?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, this is an easy one to make. This is super easy to make. Here we go. All right. So those are in. Again, this pot is nice and hot. And I want you to be mindful, like when you're doing stir fries, what we want to do is we want to time everything.
Okay.
But we still want crunchy. We don't want everything to be mushy, right?
Okay.
We don't want that. So that's in. I'm now going to add in the mushrooms, right? Mushrooms are in.
Look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. That looks good already. That's better than buying and easier than buying Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And
going to a restaurant.
It's healthier. And the
Yeah.
reason why it's healthier is because in some cases, you have Chinese restaurants that are using MSG.
Correct.
Right? So we want to make sure that we are not in a situation where we're using MSG, right?
Correct.
So we don't want to cook these too much, right? We want to just make sure that we get some good texture on there, but we don't want it to be mushy. All right, what am
Okay.
I adding here? I'm going to show you. So what I like to use is this here, this product. It's called coconut aminos. Can you see?
Okay.
And it's actually a really great substitute for soy sauce. And
Okay.
why? Because it's non-soy based, right?
Right.
Non-soy based. So if you're trying to be mindful about your soy intake, which you should be, you want to make sure that you're not using things that have a lot of soy. All right.
Okay.
So that is in. The next thing I'm going to add in here is our tofu. Okay.
Okay.
So tofu's in. I want it to get all that wonderful flavor. Okay. So that's it's already looking good. You see this?
Yes. I'm
Already.
hungry now.
All right. So that's in. And then what I'm now going to add in here is our cabbage, our Napa cabbage. Okay. So I chopped it up really good. And I love like adding in cabbages and all that good stuff. You know, like cabbage in general is considered to be a cruciferous vegetable.
Okay.
And cruciferous vegetables are really powerful cancer fighters. Right? So someone gets a cancer diagnosis, they usually put them on a bunch of cruciferous vegetables, your broccolis, your radishes, kales, your chards, right? All of those things because they just
Wow.
have cancer. So trust. People always go back to the basics when they have to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Plant-based foods when there's some kind of crisis. And the question is, why do this to yourself, right? Why not just eat this way anyway?
Right.
Right? So look at that.
Look at that. That looks so good.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And so now, you know, the lettuce, we want it to be a little bit like wilted, not too much,
Okay.
a little wilted. I'm going to add in a little bit more of our coconut aminos, just a little bit more. And the cool thing about the coconut aminos, because it's made from coconut sap, it's not as salty as
Okay. Okay.
the soy sauces and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
They tend to be a little bit more on the salty side. So your coconut aminos, it has a lot less sodium in there than your soy sauces or there's another product, Bragg's Aminos. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But
I've heard of it.
yeah, Bragg's Aminos. People love that because they're like, oh my God, it's so savory. There's a lot of sodium in there. Lots and lots of sodium. All right. So we're also now going to add in a little bit of Thai chili sauce.
Okay.
So I'm going to add in like maybe 2, gives us a little heat. And then it also gives us a little kick. Like it just helps to balance out our flavors. So we're going to add that. So everything's
Look
looking.
at that.
With stir fries, we usually keep the lid off. Mmm,
It looks so good.
it's so good. Oh my goodness. All right, so my lettuce is wilting lovely.
Okay.
And then this is the last thing we're going to add. This is called Udon Noodles.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Udon Noodles?
I've seen them, but I've never used or eaten them.
Okay, so these are the Udon Noodles. Okay. So we just let these were inside of the freezer, and we just let them soak in just like some regular water so it can thaw off. And then we're just going to stir this in as well. Super good.
All right. I'm hungry now.
You better be.
Oh, that looks so good.
Very pretty, very yummy, very healthy too.
Yes.
Getting your protein in here. You're getting all of like the daily serving of veggies, a few different servings of veggies in here. You know, if you are one of those folks, okay, I don't really need to deal with a whole lot of starch. That's cool too.
Right.
What you do is you can omit the udon, and you can use something like a zucchini noodle. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Use a zucchini noodle instead, and that'll be just as wonderful, just as flavorful. So we got that in.
Good ideas.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So I'm letting that do its magic. And then we're going to dress this with a little bit of Thai basil at the end. Are you familiar with Thai basil?
Yes. I love it in the spring rolls.
That's such great flavor, right?
Yes.
All right. And notice this dish was not like it didn't take forever to make.
No, this was really quick.
Real simple. So the thing is, there's all these misconceptions around plant-based foods. Oh, it's hard. Oh, it doesn't take taste. Oh, it's gonna be bland. Oh, all of these things. But as you saw, it didn't take much.
No, and that looks so filling.
It's very filling. All right, so let's turn the heat off of this, and then let's plate. Okay, let's plate.
Okay.
And so, turn this down a little bit. There we go. All right, so we got our plate. And then I am going to.
Oh, look at that.
And then we'll finish it with a little bit of the Thai basil. Make this more veggies than noodles,
Yeah.
You can basically just use some zucchini noodles, and that's your noodle.
Okay.
A completely vegetable dish. This is so beautiful.
Oh, that looks so good.
So like we cooked with the scallions, what we could also do is dress this. We could dress this with some fresh scallions and some fresh herbs. Right?
Okay.
So let's push this back so you can see it for me.
Yummy.
All right, so let's do it. So we have here some Thai basil. So
Okay.
I'm going to chop this up. Chop some of this up. And then we're going to dress this with the Thai basil. Nice. And then we're going to get one of these green onions. Let's cut the bottoms here. I'm telling you, and the scent, like the smells of these herbs, it's so like fragrant. It's so exciting. It's like
that's beautiful.
So yummy. Boom. Okay. Now, one of the things that we can use to like dress this, just like one little splash. You can use one little splash of a little bit of lemon.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to just dress it on top, just one drop like that. Okay. And so when you eat this, you can actually toss it together. We could have also tossed this in when we were cooking the food, not a problem, but it'll have a little brightness to it.
Okay.
And so that is our Thai.
That's beautiful.
Summer stir-fried Thai dish.
I'm making this tonight.
You gonna make it tonight?
Yes, I'm making this tonight.
Yes, that's it.
Because I believe I do have my lemon oil from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a couple other things that we did before, but this looks delicious.
Yeah.
And it was so quick.
So that is super quick, right? Super.
Wow.
Divine.
Oh my goodness. Please enjoy that for me. That looks so delicious.
I will enjoy that for you. I will enjoy that for you. Yes.
Oh, thank you for sharing. That is delicious looking.
So we're just trying to make sure that the recipes that you guys get are simple and wonderful. So in regards to this dish, we also have our Transform and Thrive culinary program, the coaching and culinary program.
Okay.
And in that program, the setup is very similar to this, but of course you're with other students. And we jump in and we talk about so many different things as it relates to food. You learn how to make live food, you learn about meal prepping, you learn about food as medicine, you learn how to use, and we get really more into how to use the essential oils in your plant-based recipes. We get into all of it, okay? And so it's wonderful. So I just wanted you guys to really get a sampling of how we set up class and how we do things in class. We also have, as you know, all these wonderful programs that we offer to make sure that people are where they need to be, right? So the culinary program, and then we also have our cleanses, which really support people in just helping to reset their palate so that they can enjoy foods like this, right? If your palate's set, you can't really enjoy these foods because remember, we didn't put a ton of salt in there. We were using fresh ingredients, fresh herbs, all of those things. But if you really can't taste your food because your palate has been overstimulated, then what's the point, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so whenever you're doing these kinds of sort of shifts in your lifestyle, you want to make sure that you're set up for success, right? So you do the palate reset, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to come cook with you 6 months. We're going to transform what I do in the kitchen and how I think about foods, the foods that I make for my family. And it's really about helping you to elevate yourself in the kitchen so that you're empowered to just go out there and do it yourself and to support your family.
Absolutely. This is wonderful.
That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about.
This is going to be good dinner tonight.
Yeah, so you better, you make this thing, you post it, you show me, and then you make it happen. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
Flavors are there, but remember, we're using a lot of fresh herbs, a lot of fresh ingredients in order to really just elevate this dish. And summer is supposed to be light. Foods are light. So nothing heavy, nothing that took too long to make. We want to taste the crunch. We want to get that fiber so that it's moving through our body. And that's why we're bringing in all of these different kinds of veggies, the peppers, the tofu. I'm excited to eat this. Look at that.
Look at that. I'm excited for you.
Look at that. Boom.
Look at that's beautiful.
Yes.
That looks so delicious.
Yeah.
That looks so delicious. And I mean, I can tell that it's healthy because it's not, like you said, you don't have all that extra salt. You don't have, like most places cook with a base of a flour.
Yeah.
Just to make it thicker, but you don't need that. That is, oh my goodness, that looks so good.
Yeah. And
I'm going to order my groceries now.
If you use some healthy oils, I don't use a whole lot of oil when I cook, but when you're doing stir fries and things of that nature, a little oil is not going to kill you.
Right.
Oil just gives you that nuttiness, that wonderful, robust flavor. That's the goal here, right? So that's what this is going to give us. And so I'm excited for you to try it.
Yes.
Tell me what you think.
I am so excited to try this for tonight.
Yes. And so just to remind you, our next class is Friday. Our last class in the 3 series is on Friday at 12. So if you have someone that you know that might be interested in these summer classes, please pass the information on. All right?
Okay.
We'd love for some more folks to join us.
Okay, thank you. I will most definitely do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
So I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to brag about it.
Okay. Okay.
I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me for a little bit.
All right. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. Enjoy.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.